So today we're actually going to be talking about Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady's ad that they had during the Super Bowl, which is essentially talking about, don't be separating each other, let's end hate and all that kind of stuff, right? When I thought at the end zones, they took away the whole end racism thing. So I thought that was quite interesting. That's so weird. How you had all that, you had Trump there, and then you had just essentially a whole black performance from the beginning all the way to the end of the whole thing. Black quarterback. You got the HBCU in the beginning. You had a black person lift their voice and sing. You had a black person on the piano, Jean Baptiste, doing the national anthem. Then you had the halftime performance. I was like, okay. But then you go and see that commercial, and I was like, now wait a minute. We're gonna go ahead and look at some people's replies or comments on this, and then we're gonna go ahead and look at some videos. Okay, so first things first, I'm obviously not gonna play it because I don't want any kind of copyright thing go on. Okay, but if I got an image, I'll put it up on the screen or something like that. But let's go ahead and look at this. It says Snoop Dogg is slammed over stand up to hate ad with Tom Brady after performing at the Trump inauguration. Okay. Then we're seeing the audacity of Snoop Dogg doing an anti-hate ad after who he just performed for. Okay, you got the same thing with Soldier Boy who was there, and Nelly that was there, and some other people as well. But these are the big ones. It says the Tom Brady Snoop Dogg commercial was horrible. Snoop Dogg doing a commercial about speaking out against hate while also being the man who performed for the enforcer of hate is wild. Let me continue these and then Snoop Dogg can kiss my black arse. Happy Black History Month. Let's go. Black quarterback and all praises to the black Jesus. Okay. Snoop Dogg can take his racism commercial and shove it up his arse. He literally just performed for a blatant, you know what? Okay. Effing sellout. And it says, "Hey Snoop Dogg, go f yourself, felon and rapist. Trump is a piece of Shih Tzu, performing all the hate. Maybe don't DJ for accused PDFs. If you want to stop all the hate out here." Here's my thing in regards to it as well. You had a lot of people who were hating, discriminating, and who were racist anyways. It with Trump being in office, it just emboldened people. It's not like, because people make it seem like he made people racist or he made people prejudiced. No, they were already that way. This just made them feel like they were a little more comfortable to go out and say what they were already saying anyways. I mean, you were a fool to think that they weren't already like this. But let's go ahead and head over to the TikToks and let's see what they're talking about over there.
Today's Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure we're seeing the end of Calvin's career. All of this started when he DJ'd at Donald Trump's inauguration in front of probably the whitest crowd I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, that was the start of his downfall. That happened literally only a couple weeks ago, but people are saying he's gone too far with this new Super Bowl ad. Now, I'm not going to play the ad because it's literally one of the most lukewarm, milquetoast ads I've ever seen, but there is something at the end that really interested me. Stand Up to All Hate, a campaign paid for by the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism. That sounds really familiar. I wonder who owns it. Oh, it's Robert Kraft. The same Robert Kraft who threatened to pull his donations from Columbia University because they won't stop pro-Palestinian protests. A billionaire who's one of the biggest Zionists in American history. Someone who spent millions on Israeli settlement and just so happens to be best mates with this scumbag. I guess this little right-wing shuck and jive that Calvin's currently doing suddenly makes a lot more sense. And that would be the end of the story if people on the right weren't also actively rejecting Calvin.
The most powerful forces on earth are involved in a dark conspiracy to make us like Snoop Dogg.
And on top of that, he's lost close to 400,000 followers on Instagram since all of this started. So if there's any moral to this story, it's that you shouldn't build your entire career on being anti-establishment and being a gangster and being against the system only for you in your twilight years to meekly tuck into that very system, just for both sides of that system to completely hate your guts.
Did y'all see Snoop Dogg commercial during the Super Bowl? He said, "Stop the hate, guys." He wanted to give a message to us to stop the hate. Mr. Snoop Dogg, Mr. Calvin, he said, "Stop the hate, sir." We could tell you what you need to stop, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to hear it. But you wasted 5 seconds of our life, is what I'm saying. We know that you're supposed to stop the hate. We know that. I thought you used to know that. I thought that's what you was down for, I'll stop the fucking hate. But now I don't think I saw you though. I saw you. I was coughing through the whole fucking commercial. But your message was well received, sir. But we ain't forgotten. We ain't forgot at all. We saw you on there. We saw you stop the hate. That ain't what you need to stop, sir. That ain't what you need to stop at all. You need to stop selling it out. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. But when we saw the commercial, that's what you need to fucking stop. But you ain't. Just wanted to let you know we saw it.
Wait just a minute, Calvin. I wasn't really paying that much attention to the Super Bowl because they weren't my teams. But I am now, a bandwagon Eagles fan. But this is not the point. The point is I got around to seeing that Snoop commercial. If y'all don't stop, after that man's attitude, after he was performing at the inauguration, I don't want to see you in any anti-hate campaign, sir. You were performing for the Grand Master of Hate and his clan, and now you want a Super Bowl commercial, child. I think that was just another bag. Did anybody else see that? Am I just late to the party?
I was obviously very ignorant when I posted this Super Bowl commercial, so let's talk about it. There's 2 main issues with it. Snoop, which did not know, and who paid for this commercial. So starting off with Snoop, last I remembered from him, he did not support Trump. He actively talked about how he didn't support Trump. Well, news to me, I apparently have been living under a rock. He performed at the inauguration and has kind of changed his opinion on him. So I think this is definitely him backpedaling because he lost, I think, 500,000 followers after the inauguration. And this commercial was brought to us by Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism, which is Robert Kraft's organization, who has actively said that anybody that says free Palestine is against Jewish people, which is like, no. So if I would have done any ounce of research before posting this, I would not have posted this. But now that it is posted, I want to tell the people that may have missed this like I did. So do your research on Snoop. Do your research on the stopallhate.org. And let me know if you still have the same feelings on this commercial, because I 100% do not.
Okay, so I'm watching all of these Super Bowl reactions, and I haven't seen anybody talk about the Snoop Dogg Tom Brady commercial. That one pissed me off. Anyone else? Because that one pissed me the fuck off. I mean, aside from the fact that I literally had 2 Jesus/Bible commercials on my live stream, several commercials for Fox News, a commercial for Canada. The one that played the most was this Snoop Dogg, Tom Brady, "We gotta stop the hate, bro" commercial. And I'm gonna tell you, I reached a new level of rage every time that shit came on my screen. Like, Tom Brady was MAGA 1.0. He voted for that administration the first go round. And then Snoop literally just performed at the second inauguration. And I'm sorry, you're going to come onto my television screen and tell us that we need to stop the division and stop the hate? Sirs, you two are the worst deliverers of that message. Whoever, I really need to do some Googling on that campaign and who's behind it and who's collecting the money, because something in the milk ain't clean with that one. That one looks, no, all of the red flags are going off. And even if it is legit, they had to have regretted that choice. I hope a logical person who wasn't listened to, likely a woman, was like, that is probably the worst two spokespeople you could ever get for that type of commercial, is loving the fact that it was the absolute worst two spokespeople you could have having that commercial. Why isn't no one talking about it?
Did you see this ad? I don't think it's getting a lot of attention. Probably because Kendrick Lamar absolutely stole the show. He was amazing. So that's pretty much all anybody's talking about. Well, that and the fact that the Chiefs got absolutely decimated. That was yikes. That was painful to watch. But so was this commercial because they are two Trumpers. Now, I'm not 100% sure about Tom Brady, but there are a lot of clues that suggest that he's a Trumper. So anyway, two Trumpers did a commercial. I think it's Stand Up to Hate. Hey, maybe they meant like stand up to go hate. Maybe that's what they meant. But anyway, yeah, two Trumpers lectured people about how they shouldn't hate. That's quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed.
So as you have just seen, there are quite a few people that have just not been down for these commercials. This one in particular that was just going on. I know when I first saw it, I was like, what is this supposed to be? I'm like, that don't make any sense. Not for you to be up here. Now, if you would have picked, somebody else, then sure. But I'm like, these two, especially Snoop and all the flack that he's been getting, I was like, okay, but I think they said enough.